Hi there, Kath Routledge, the relaxation coach, coming on at 10:30 on Tuesday with a free class, a free session. So free kind of 15 or 20 minutes where we're going to do some gentle yoga, some little bit of mindfulness, a little bit of breathing and a relaxation. So last week, as part of Children's Mental Health Week, I continued with these classes, but I did some other bits as well. So I went live at 8, 12 and 5, doing different things, just supporting mental health and wellbeing. That's what I'm about, supporting mental health and wellbeing in children and in adults. So my sessions, while they're kind of targeted at children, they will benefit adults as well. I think I love having time out, love doing my yoga, love having just a little bit of time, a little bit of space. Hi Tasha and Josh, how lovely to see you. Well, I can't see you, but how lovely to have you here. So, and Jane, hello, it's good to have you here as well. So I love what I do. I love being able to teach all these different tools and techniques that we can then start to build into our lives on a regular basis, because that's when we'll see the difference. Well, that's when we'll notice things changing for us. And I'm someone who's practiced yoga for an awful long time, and yoga is something I've always come back to in those tricky moments. And for me, the beauty of yoga is it's non-competitive and we can see progress, and it makes us feel good. It helps us keep flexible and kind of all of those things. I think we live in is busy, even though we're restricted in what we can do at the moment. I think we all still feel busy and stressed and homeschooling and working and kind of not seeing family. It takes its toll, doesn't it? So I think just being able to find that little bit of inner peace just for a few moments is something that can help us. And what I'm going to do today, I'm going to do something a little bit different in the session. I'm going to use my Yasmin Yogi and Phoebe B book, and I'm going to talk through some of the exercises in here. I wrote this book last year in the first lockdown. So I started this last April, published it in June, and I just thought I might as well use it because there's some lovely little exercises in here. But we're just going to start off by taking a moment and either closing eyes or just looking down to the floor and just taking a moment to check in with ourselves. How do we feel at this moment in time? Do we feel busy? Do we feel stressed? Are we thinking about half term coming up soon when we won't have to do any home learning? Are we feeling okay? And just taking a moment to notice how we feel. Maybe just taking a moment to notice whether we're holding any stress or any tension anywhere. Often our shoulders might feel like they're close to our ears. We can think about relaxing those. We might feel like we're clenching our jaw. Again, just noticing and relaxing. We might find our fists are clenched. Again, just noticing and relaxing. And just taking that moment, just a short time, just to check in with ourselves. And it is actually nice to do that at certain points of the day, just checking in and starting to notice how we feel, and hopefully kind of just building up that little picture and thinking maybe at 10 o'clock we start to feel a bit stressed because we've been working on a computer for a couple of hours or whatever that might be. So maybe coming away from that and just practicing breathing, practicing a mindfulness exercise, practicing a stretch. So we're going to get started with a gentle warm-up. So hands on shoulders and just circling those shoulders. I think I will start here because I think shoulders are a place where we can hold a lot of tension. So it's good to get the blood flowing to those muscles, keep them flexible, keep them moving so we can reduce any pain. Something I've had, my shoulders were hurting recently, so kind of doing this has really helped. And then circling the other way. And then just a bit of fun, circling in one direction and then the other direction. And then stopping, and then just a bit more fun. Circle one arm going forward, the other arm at the same time going backwards. Just again loosening up those shoulders and then swapping over. And then just taking a moment to stop. And then just tilting our ear towards our shoulder on one side, up to centre and over to the other side. So up and down, just stretching over, thinking about our posture as we're doing this, just sitting up nice and straight and just literally head falls towards the shoulder and just getting that little stretch down our neck. And as we lean over on one side, just popping our hand on our head. We're not pulling. It's really important that we don't kind of pull at this. Our hands just giving that little bit of resistance just to kind of deepen that stretch. Again, that's kind of a nice little stretch if we're on computers a lot. Up to centre and the same on the other side. Again, just feeling that little bit of a stretch and then keeping up. And then just doing circles, so chin in to chest and just gently drawing little circles in one direction. Imagine you've got a pen or a pencil coming from your chin and you're just drawing little circles, going one way and then going the other way. Focusing on our breath as we're doing this, just slowing it all down and just focusing on our breath. And then coming back to centre. And I'm just going to go through a few little exercises and kind of read out what it says in the book as well, because I just think it's quite nice. So just sitting peacefully, easy pose is a lovely yoga pose. It's kind of one that we can all do. I think the other good thing about yoga, it's accessible for everybody. So just sitting, if you're sat on a chair, just sitting nice and straight. If you're sat on the floor, crossing your legs. So easy pose is sat with legs crossed. And eyes closed, hands on knees. If we're on the chair, feet engaging with the floor, hands on our knees, relaxing those shoulders and just taking a breath, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose. If that feels comfortable, if it doesn't feel comfortable, using your usual breathing. I know sometimes if we've got a cold, it isn't comfortable breathing in and out through our nose, so you need to adapt it and do what works for you. So easy pose is just a lovely one to come back to at any point. And again, it's just like reflecting inside, just noticing how we're feeling, just noticing. And then another nice adaptation to easy pose is butterfly. So this is where the soles of the feet come together. So we're still sat on our bottoms on the floor. So we'd have to be on the floor for this one. Can't do this one on a chair. So just going down to the floor if you're not already sat on the floor and just bringing your feet together. We're not trying to get our knees to touch the floor. Our feet are gently together and our knees are kind of just relaxing. Holding onto our feet and just letting those knees relax. We will feel a stretch on the outside of our legs. And as I said, the aim of this isn't to get our knees to touch the floor. It's all about kind of just being safe, keeping it gentle. Just holding on to our feet as we relax our knees. Just a lovely stretch. And what you might do is kind of gently just move those knees up and down, just like a butterfly's wings. That's why it's called butterfly. So it's like our knees are our butterfly wings. And we're gently moving them up and down. Definitely not putting any pressure to force them kind of down towards the floor. Just keeping it safe. And just closing your eyes and imagine a beautiful butterfly. Just imagining. It's snowing where we are here at the moment, so definitely won't be any butterflies out today. And just taking a moment just to enjoy a lovely stretch. And we're going to go now into tree. So going from the floor, standing up, and tree pose. Tree is lovely, it's a lovely balance, and there's a couple of variations that we can do. So this is what we're aiming for, kind of standing first of all, balancing, actually just starting with equal weight in each leg. So just standing, and then we might kind of rock from side to side a little bit, lifting our heel up and just kind of starting to warm up this area. And then deciding which leg we're going to balance on first of all. So I'm going to balance on my right leg. So my left heel is raised. So this is kind of like the first stage, like the A of the position. So we can just balance here. So we've got our toe on the floor, our heel is raised. That gives us some stability. We might need to hold on to something, a chair, the wall. If we're feeling strong in that supporting leg, we could pick our foot up and rest it against our calf. And we can keep our toe on the floor at this point. So we've just squished our toe. So just trying to figure out how I can show you this with my hand. So my toe, so if that was my foot, my toe's up and it's leaning against my, kind of my ankle or my lower calf. And then if I'm feeling really strong, I feel a bit wobbly at the moment actually, I can pick that foot up and put it on my lower calf. Avoid the knee area, knees being joints, move. So we don't want to be pushing kind of those knee joints out. So again, if we need to hold a wall, it's perfectly fine to do that. So just holding toe on the floor, heel against our ankle, or our foot is kind of on our calf muscle. So just as Yasmin Yogi is here. So just keeping that down the lower part of the leg. Bringing our hands to our heart centre. So again, that gives us a bit more balance. So pushing our palms, pushing through the heel of our hands and holding on. And we could grow our tree. So just lifting up. And again, just putting that toe on the floor if we feel a bit wobbly at any point, and then just releasing. And then going on to the other side. So again, just up and down to start with. And then all that weight is going to go into my left leg. My right toe is on the floor to start with. And then I'm literally going to, so if my toe's on the floor, I'm going to pivot it a little bit. So my heel is now resting against my ankle. And I stay there for a moment, just checking in. How do I feel? If I feel strong in that leg, I'm going to pick it up and pop it on my calf. Again, avoiding the knee area because we certainly don't want to be pushing out any joints there. Bringing our hands to our heart centre, and we can grow our tree again. And if you're feeling really strong in this position, we might stretch our arms out wide, but at any point pop that toe back on the floor if you feel a bit wobbly. The last thing we want to be doing is kind of falling. We don't want any falling trees. And then we might pop our toe on the floor just for that balance and just start to sway like a tree in the wind. And then just relaxing those arms. So that's just a nice little bit of fun, a bit of balancing. Tree is brilliant. I just love tree. It's a great one. It's a great exercise, or it's a great yoga pose where we can see lots of progression in terms of our balance each week. We might start this off and we might feel a bit wobbly, and then we try it again another day and we might feel a bit stronger in that leg. So it's all about focusing. And tree has got challenges in itself. We don't need to be kind of perfectly still. Sometimes we might have a little bit of a wobble, but it's important to hold on to something if that's the case. Gosh, I realise the time now. Anyway, so we're going to do a little Phoebe B exercise now. So this is where we've just did butterfly. We are going to do butterfly taps. So we're going to stretch our arms out to the side and then just slowly give ourselves a hug. And we can do little butterfly taps. So it's like our hands are gentle butterfly wings on our back, and we're just tapping, tapping, tapping up and down. So it's just a nice way to give us a little hug if we feel like we need a hug. Just tapping up and down. It's also giving us that stretch across our back, which is a nice thing to do. And then the rainbow grounding exercise, which we've done before. Just taking a look around your space and see if you can find the colours of the rainbow, starting off with something red and something orange, something yellow, something green, something blue, and something purple. If you want to challenge yourself, instead of purple, finding something indigo and violet. So indigo is more bluey, violet is more purpley. So just seeing if you can find those colours. And then let's find one breathing exercise from Phoebe B. I'm going to adapt the sun breathing. What's this one? The cloud breathing. Because at the moment the sky is full of snow clouds. So all we're going to do is imagine we've got a sprinkling of snow on our hands. Just a little dusting of snow. And we're going to take a breath in, breathing in through our nose, and then imagining we're blowing that snow off of our hands. It would probably melt, wouldn't it, if there was a sprinkling, but we can use our imagination to make those snowflakes quite big, taking a breath in and blowing the snowflakes off of our hand. And then in those snowflakes, we might send any sad thoughts that we have. So we can imagine those sad thoughts are settling on the snowflakes, and we're taking a breath in and we're blowing those sad thoughts away. Or we might have cross thoughts, some cross thoughts on those snowflakes. Again, taking a deep breath and blowing those cross thoughts away. And because if we did have snow on our hands would now feel quite cold, so we'll just give them a little warm up, give them a little rub, a little bit of a massage now. So we can just pretend we're washing our hands, make them feel nice and warm after blowing that snow away. I'm going to choose a poem to read in a moment because I'm loving these. I can't remember if I used them in my class last week, but I've just bought my cards from Kelly the Poet, which are fabulous. So before we do the relaxation, I'm going to read a positive poem. And then I'm going to read the relaxation from Phoebe B in the book. So I'm just going to pick a card, give them a little shuffle. Ooh. And then I'm going to pull a card out. So this might be something towards the end of the day that we might want to think about. So today was hard, but you made it through. Tomorrow is near, a day that's new. I think that's lovely. I think we all have hard days from time to time, but we get through those days, and then tomorrow is always a new day where we can start afresh. So that's just a nice little poem from Kelly the Poet. And now for the relaxation. So I'm going to read my relaxation with Phoebe B. This is probably all back to front, isn't it, when I show you these pictures? But just making yourself comfortable, just relaxing, maybe lying down, maybe if you're kind of working at a desk watching me, you might put one arm on top of the other and just curl up and just enjoy a little bit of peace, a little bit of quiet, a little bit of calm. So closing your eyes and becoming very still. Pop your hands on your tummy, or just bring your focus to your tummy and just see if you can notice your tummy rising and falling as you breathe in and breathe out. So if your arms are one on top of the other, we might just notice our tummy, just really thinking hard about what's happening with our tummy, and maybe noticing the rise and the fall of our tummy as we breathe in and breathe out. Spend some time enjoying some peace and some calm after you've worked hard today. We're going to relax each part of our body in turn, starting with toes. So relaxing your toes, and then relaxing your feet, relaxing your legs, relaxing your tummy, relaxing your lower back, relaxing your upper back, relaxing your chest, relaxing your arms, relaxing your hands, relaxing your fingers, relaxing your head. Be super still as you sit or lie for a moment, feeling very relaxed. Now take a moment to put your hands on your heart. Notice your heart. Can you feel your heart beating? Just take a moment to notice. Now feel all of the love in your heart. Just take a moment to feel the love in your heart. What does that love feel like? Now think of someone you love very much. See a picture of that person in your mind. Imagine you are sending love to that person. Just imagine the love going from your heart to their heart. How does that make you feel? How happy does that make them feel? Enjoy sending love from your heart to the heart of someone you love very much. And now, when you're ready, just gently moving your fingers and toes, having a stretch, and opening your eyes if they were closed. So I hope you enjoyed that session today. I'm back again Thursday at 10:30, and I'll be here next week as well, half term. planning on going live, but kind of it is half term, so what I might do, I might pre-record and still put stuff up at 10:30, and then continuing next term at 10:30 on Tuesday and Thursday. For now, that might change though. If when children go back to school, I will likely move the session to the afternoon, particularly if my children go back to school, because that means I will likely be working in schools. So thank you for joining me, those of you who are here. Those of you who are catching up on replay, feel free to hashtag replay. And oh my gosh, oh thank you, I'm glad you loved it, Tasha and Josh, that's amazing. And Jane, thank you for your feedback too. This is lovely, and this is what I want, because oh gosh, wreck the place here. It's just lovely to hear that people are benefiting from this, because this kind of does make me want to do it more. And then, you know, we all know Facebook's being a bit of a nightmare at the moment, so not showing everyone's posts, which is really tricky for us trying to get out there. But yeah, tell your friends, tell your family, get more people here. But hopefully see you Thursday. But obviously you can catch up if you can't join me live, do it whenever. And I'm putting it on YouTube. I forgot to put Thursdays on YouTube. I totally forgot to save it. So we're going to miss one. But yeah, my YouTube channel is Relax with Kath, and you can catch up with these at any point. And I'm doing more stuff. I'm doing some more training as well. So I've got other stuff that I'm going to be sharing at some point. Anyway, have a good day, guys, and I will see you again soon. Take care.